Welcome to this episode of the Morning Tea Marketing Business. We have a conversation where we offer some valuable tips for small business owners and sole traders so that they can improve their online presence and communicate more effectively with the purpose of reaching a larger audience. Your hosts are Narelle Gaddy. Narelle is an accredited accessibility auditor, and she is really passionate about making sure that businesses reach the widest possible market by enhancing their digital communication methods that meet Australian standards. We have Kate Smith. Kate's a graphic designer for service and experience-based businesses, and Jan Roche's business, BizConnect, web design and over 50s help. And they help small businesses connect with their customers online. I am Janeen Vosper. My business is Speech Perfect, and what I do is help people stand out as the brand of their business and be seen as an authority. And we've been talking in July here about finances. What sort of makes sense, doesn't it? And I tell you what, I got hit with a bill today that I knew was coming, and I was going to cancel that subscription. This is what I want to talk about, and take on a different one, but I did not get to it in time because it got busy and then sort of forgot about it. So $901 later.
Wow.
Yeah, I know.
Ouch.
Did you write to them? Sometimes they take pity on you and give it back.
Sometimes they will, but I'm going to be not available, for a period of time, so it's just easier to do what we're doing, and it's with a platform that allows me to schedule out all my social media. I was going to change the platform and spend a couple of $100 a year instead of $900, but that'll be something I'll change next April instead. We're ahead of time.
Yes.
But it's a really good warning. There's so many things that we're subscribed to that we may be doubling up on things as well, that we don't need that and that and that. But because we've always used it, then we continue to use it. And I know I am, put my hand up, guilty of doing that. I have I send out quite a few emails to different groups each week. So I have a platform that I can use easily. I've already got all of the templates in there that I need. I've got past record of the things that I've sent. So for me to change it, it's costly in time, but is it the best platform for me to be on and to do the research and maybe change it up? I don't know. But there's things that are you with me, ladies? You do that exactly.
Yeah. 100%.
The same thing. You just use the same things over and over again and go, okay, do I actually need this? And I remember I did some things with the household things a couple of years ago and went through the insurance companies and the live streaming on TV, and got rid of some and changed up others, and ended up saving about $1,000 a year, which is good because I just spent $900. But it's so important to really pay attention to those things, because there's so many automatic things that come in, and is it worth it? And again, well, is it worth it? So with this particular platform, it does a really good job of what I want to do, but now a lot of the media platforms are doing their own scheduling spaces, even LinkedIn. But does that get really tricky when you're going from your Meta ones to LinkedIn to, you might have 3 different groups that you're managing. You might have 3 different groups that you're managing on LinkedIn or on Facebook. So you've got to post across all of them. Is that more time consuming than, paying for one platform where you can have them all scheduled out and do it quite easily and just choose different days to schedule, say, the same post? So,
And then you add in, though, to that, those platforms that die. And so you might be subscribed to something, they die, you can't get your money back. They died, they're gone, whether it's they've gone out of business because they're bankrupt or whatever it is, then you've still got to add that extra cost in for actually going and finding a new platform, setting it all up, everything else. So And that's another cost as well. So you've lost the money from the platform dying. Say if Facebook were to die tomorrow or whatever, there's a cost there as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's actually probably worse in one way because you can't get your money back and you've got to do the research and set up the new one.
And that's the thing is, that's a really good point, because there are a lot of fly-by-night businesses out there, but there's also so many that we think, oh, that one's a good one. It'll do subscribe, not subscribing. What's the word? When you've got words coming off the bottom of the
Scheduling, yep.
Scheduling.
No, not scheduling.
Oh.
I know what I'm talking about. On back of a video, transcribing.
Yep.
So that might do transcribing. There's another one that might put subtitles on. There's another one that might do this, and you can get really caught up in subscribing to a whole range of different platforms. Someone will tell you about something that'll, oh, that's a great CRM. You can do that as well. And it does. It becomes very, very costly. And often you've got more going out of your business than coming into it, because you've thought all these things were a good idea at the time. So I just really want, when you're thinking about what works best for you, check and see if there's any free versions of things when you're first starting out, particularly, that you may want to upgrade at a later time, and then check out whether that's the best place for you to be once you find a paid platform. But there are so many free options with different platforms, or low cost ones to start with, and join those instead. What were you going to say, Narelle?
The other thing we're doing at the moment is we will look at it. We won't take out a 12-month subscription. At the most, we would do a 3-month subscription, see how much we use it in that 3 months, because we figure 3 months is a good test. Yeah, we use freebies and, software that is, free as much as we can. But when there are those cases, you can't, you need to be careful whether you just go and pay for the whole 12 months. And if you don't know if you're going to use it. So we only do 3 months, particularly if it, like deposit photos, we took out the yearly subscription because it wasn't much money. But there was another piece of software that we looked at and thought, oh, no, we're going to do 3 months only. We've used it for 3 months and we said, well, how often did we use it? Well, we didn't. So not worth it. It's not worth it.
That's a great point. Yeah.
I think another thing to always look at is the platforms you're already subscribed to. What else do they offer that you could be using? For example, I use Google for my emails, and I don't know many people who use this, but Google also has Google Meet. So if you were paying for Gmail and also paying for Zoom, you're wasting your Zoom subscription, because Google Meet does the exact same thing, and it's part of your package already with Google. So just look at what you're already paying for and what extra value they add to you, because often there's a lot of services within a package that you just haven't thought to look at.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
That's a really good point, because I know that the platform that I use to send my emails out with, I love it because it's so easy and everything's set up, as I said. But they've got a lot of other options that I get an email and go, oh, wow. And then I tuck that email away going, I must take time to have a look at that to see what they've got. But yes, and I could be using that as well. So it is a really good point to make the most value out of what you've got.
Or it could even be business partnerships. So, there might be 2 different businesses that collaborate together that offer you a really good deal. So if you find out, say, I'm not sure, say you're with business A and business B says, well, if you do this, we actually work with them and we give you a really good deal on the 2 together. So you save money that way, where they actually fill the holes in each other's services. And that's another option as well.
Yeah, that's a great point. Yeah, there is. So this is, such an important thing to be really aware of when you try and find the free services, particularly when you're first starting out. They may not be the best ones for you further down the track, but they're a great start without having to invest a lot of money into anything. And do your research. If you, I know Jan's got a great CRM that she uses and recommends. But you type in CRM and you'll come up with, all of these platforms, and I've even gone evaluate CRMs, and it's given me an evaluation between them. And I'm thinking, well, it does that, but it doesn't do my emails. Well, that's the more important for me than collecting data. I can collect data on a spreadsheet for me. It's not collecting thousands and thousands of.
And that's what we went through too when we were choosing what one we went with, because I subscribed to HubSpot and I had to commit to 12 months. Now, I was paying $90 a month for that thing and I never got my head around it. I just couldn't use it. So, you know, I was doing some research. Pat was also doing some research on different CRMs, and Dubsado for me was just brilliant. And sure, there's some little things that we have to do, like put in using Zapier to send people across to MailChimp or whatever else we're using. But for the most part, I've not used anything as great as Dubsado because of the automation with it and how I can use it. So it's whatever is fit for purpose, really. But for me, yeah, that was the best.
Yeah, no, that's a really good point. Fit for purpose.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Does anyone want to add anything before we wrap up?
Oh, I think it's a great idea, actually, Janine. I need to do a bit of an audit of all the things I pay for on a monthly basis, all the subscriptions I have, and yeah, because I realized I was paying for Audible for months and months, and have I listened to an audiobook for months and months? I have not. So I cancelled that one the other day, but it made me think I do need to look at all of these, and it's a great way to save money. Just don't stop using some things you're not using already.
Yeah. Whereas with me, with Audible, I have a book going 100% of the time in the car, so it's high value, and that's the point. It's fit for purpose. If that's you're using it, then awesome. And if you're not,
but the free version, what you can do is, because I have books going all the time, is there a free one called Libby, Libby, that you can link up with your local Shire Council chambers, libraries. You get the books, and it's all free.
Oh, good.
Libby, all right, good to know.
So you'll have to put that link in.
Yep.
Yes, we need a link for that. And Dubsado, you need an affiliate link for that,
and the one I use as an alternative to MailChimp, because I just found it so much simpler, is Aweber. It's so simple to use. Yeah. And again, you know, and you pay for the amount of connections you have, and then how often you send things. So for me, who's sending out lots of things and got over 5,000 names within my database, it's more costly for me than it would be for somebody starting up. Yeah.
And it is. It's just part of. You just got to evaluate what it is that you're going to be using, and what works for you may not work for somebody else. But it's you know, if we can give some recommendations on our own personal experience, then that's surely going to help somebody, instead of them having to go through the hours and hours of research that we've already been through.
I'm just trying to think the name of the other scheduling thing that my VA sent to me, as opposed to Hootsuite. So that's where the $900 worth. But again, I'm posting on 6 platforms every single day.
Wow.
So divide that off onto 365 days.
That's a lot of money.
It is a lot of money, but you know, if I was spending the time on it, once it's up there, so you've got 900. I'm just going to divide it up here while we're talking money. 365 divided by 6 equals 0.4 cents. Yeah, per post.
There you go.
Yep. Well, that's all right.
So it does make a difference. But the other one that my VA told me about is Metricool.
Okay, I haven't heard of that one.
metricool.com, and it's a European-based one, so it's paid in euro, and it works out to be about $200 a year.
Oh wow!
I haven't got into it to try it or anything like that. I just was just an alternative I was going to look at until I almost I paid the other one. Anyway, all good. All right, and that's another episode of the We Are Women podcast. I am back in my podcasting mode.
You are.
Anyone hasn't listened to the We Are Women podcast yet? Okay.
And it's a really good podcast. Has the latest version gone out yet, Janine? I'm waiting.
Yeah, it comes out Friday, actually.
Excellent. Thank you.
Yeah. Did you listen to Alpha? She gave a lot of great financial ideas.
No, I haven't listened to her yet.
Yeah, great financial things, which is what we're talking about. Have a look.
Excellent.
Right. That is another conversation with the marketing missus. We got it all covered here. Oh, there's so much brain trust in this room of 4 that we can share a whole lot of ideas. We encourage you to go to the YouTube channel, subscribe, and share with your friends. And we will hope that you'll join us next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.